So hello anyone that might be watching. I am live this time. See what stitch I'm on here as well. I'm just doing another test on my live because I've got the camera working properly. I had a little bit fiddle about on my computer because I tried to go live on this computer because it's a much better quality picture on it actually than my other one that I usually use. But every time I tried, I think I tried a couple of times, and oh, Shetika, hello, Shetika. And every time I tried to go live on this camera, the camera just wouldn't work on YouTube, and I didn't know why. And I thought, I've got another computer, and it works perfectly on that one. I've gave two. Julie, hello Julie. I've gave two computers away to my leg down. I can't cross over. I'm getting it eaten. I gave two computers away to my great grandsons. One I didn't like, and the other one was an old one. That's Pack. Pack something. You're just a lot of initials, Pack. I don't know what your name is, but it's Spider-Man 2 on the rack. Where? Yeah. No, I'm looking that way. They're not that way. Oh, yeah, looking at my videos. Oh, I've got some other ones that need to be built up as well. I've got Spider-Man 1 as well there somewhere. And a lot of other ones further down you can't see. But I'm seeing I had two other computers and the live things work perfectly. I never used them much until I got this recent much better connection thing, because I couldn't go live before because it was just all blurry and pixelated because it just wasn't a good enough connection. But since I've changed to this one, I can go live no trouble at all. But I had tried it on those other computers and it worked great. But every time I tried it on this one, it was just blank. People could hear me, but they couldn't see me. It's just the camera. And so I had to go through a load of things. I was looking this morning. I think I spent all morning on the thing trying to find it. And then all of a sudden, I clicked on something and it told me what to do. It was because I had the YouTube app is on my computer and I put it on myself instead of having to, to go in and type in YouTube every time you want to go on YouTube. I just went in and I put the app on my screen so I could just click on it. But because it wasn't through Microsoft, that was why the camera didn't work. And I had to go through the settings in the computer and allow the computer to YouTube to access the camera on YouTube. That's all I had to do, but it took me a long time to find out how to do it. See how some of these on here. Hello, Martin, Shirley, Annette, Angela. I'm just doing a little short one today because I just wanted to test the camera and see what it was like. And it's much better on this camera when I'm sitting. It does go a little bit light and dark at times, but not as bad as when I'm sitting over on my settee. It's got something to do with the light coming in the window. So my main window is behind the screen, but I have it's the same size window in the back room there. You can only see a little bit of it, so it doesn't even affect it. So I put the light on in the back room as well because that brightens it up as well in my dining room. So I was just doing a little bit to test it to see whether it stays on okay, because my computer is not connected to I haven't got the point plugged in because I've moved it from over the room. I'm not going to pull the point out because I have it from behind my settee somewhere, so I'm not going to pull it out. So I don't know how long the battery will last on this computer. It is quite a good battery on it. It's only computer's not quite a year old anyway. But I'm doing a little bit of, this is another bit of the cardigan. I haven't been doing anything on this one because I've been mucking about on the hat, little hat I was doing. And I've got the back and one of the other sides done. But I finished a little hat that's to go with this little cardigan. I didn't think I would have enough. There wasn't actually enough in what I had left when I finished this cardigan, but I had a little ball of it, and I thought it was a different wool, but when I started knitting with it, I realised it's the same wool. It's exactly the same wool. I must have had a bit left over from, because I have knitted with this before for something else. So I've got the little hat, and I've tried it on Sammy's upstairs, so I can't show it on him. I'm not going to go all the way upstairs for it. It's quite big on him, so the cardigan's for probably 3 to about 6 month old, so it's a little hat to go with it. And then I also found, when I was sorting out upstairs, I found a little swatch I had done in the same wool for some other little cardigan I had done, so I had that little swatch if I hadn't had enough, so that came in handy. And then I sat this morning, before I started anything else, this is a little notion pouch I did a while ago, and I never got around to sewing it up. It's got a little flowery lining in it. It just needed, I had crocheted it and had done the lining, but I hadn't put the zip on, so I put the zip on, and that's another one. I did that one a while ago, but I was waiting until I got this one done, and I'm going to put them up onto to eBay. And my set of 3 yarn balls, I did put them up on eBay, and then someone else has to buy them privately, so I had to take them off eBay, and I posted them today because I've been for a walk over to the post office. I didn't walk over, I went over in my car. I was going to walk over, and it started getting very dark. And I thought, oh, I'm going over in my car. It only just started spitting to rain when I came back home. But I would have been caught in it if I'd walked over, and I'm having a cup of coffee here as well. I'll read some more of these. I've got to get a bit close to read the... Oh, it's 9 a.m. in Seattle. You're jumping in on a work meeting. Naughty boy or girl. I'm not sure whether you're a lady or a gentleman. You never ever told me. There's Julie, Angela, Shirley, you again. Claire, hello Claire. Rose, knits for Bailey. That's Rose. Hi Sheila, lovely to catch you on one of your lives. I missed your other ones. I haven't done very many actually. And Dinky Crafts or Jennifer. Yes, it's Halloween tomorrow, actually. Oh, no, it's not. It's the 30th. I'm looking at the date. Oh, I thought it was the 30th. Today it's not the 31st. It is Halloween today. Oh, we'll be having the kids all come round knocking at the door before long. I better get the bags of sweets and things out, you know. The only trouble we do get some older children, and they actually say they don't want sweets, they want money. And I say, you get lost. Only get sweets for the little ones. You had to tell your boss what I did this week, like Elon Musk acting his employees, what they accomplished. And when I don't know whether a lot of you were on my quiz thing the other day, but I found a mistake in one of the questions that there was a one about Hansel and Gretel. This wasn't my mistake. I hadn't a clue what the answer was. I was just going by what they call him Paul, who does the quiz. And the question was asking who pushed the witch into the oven on Hansel and Gretel. And me and my friend weren't sure, but we put Gretel on the form. But when Paul gave us the answers, he said Hansel. And I was just talking to my friend, because it was my friend last night at the bingo. And I said, I'm sure it was Gretel that pushed the witch into the oven. So we both checked it up on the internet, and it was. And he said it was Hansel. I says, we lost a point there because he put us as wrong when we put Gretel on, and he crossed it as wrong because he said it was Hansel. And there was another question as well, which I didn't ask. I didn't tell this question because it was just a news thing about Prince Andrew and Prince William, about them wanting to move into some place, and we put Forest Lodge, it was called, and he said it wasn't. It was some other place. We checked that up today. It was Forest Lodge. I'm going to have a few words with him when we see him on Tuesday again. You're from Yorkshire, Jennifer? Oh, yes, Angela, you said it was Gretel. Well, I told everybody on the quiz that it was Hansel because that was what we had been told. So I'm just telling everybody, anybody that put Gretel, you were right. It was wrong. You're Botanagia. Botanagia. I know how to pronounce that. You're from India. Oh, Martin, you're from Costa del Gate, said. That's across the water from me. I was drinking my coffee as well. But I went over to the post office today and I was going in my car. I usually, when I'm going out anyway, I usually tidy my hair up, and put it up, but I just left it hanging down like this. I thought, I'm just going to be a few minutes over the post office and back home again. And cheeky postmaster in there says to me, that's the first time I've ever seen your hair hanging down. What's the matter? Were you too lazy to put it up? I felt like jumping over the counter and hitting him. Oh, Jennifer, you always said Gretel too. I had a few comments about that. But I'm going to do one next week when we have our quiz on Tuesday. I'll do another one, maybe it's Wednesday, but I'll do 2 separate videos. I'll do one video with the questions and a separate video later on with the answers, so they're not both in the same video, and it'll make it a bit easier for anyone who wants to watch it afterwards. They'll be able to watch the questions first and then find out if they've got the answers right from the next video, which is, I think it'll work out a little bit better that way. And you check Google. Probably a lot of people did, because probably a lot of people knew. I mean, it's a long time since I've heard the story of Hansel and Gretel, so I couldn't really remember myself, but I kept thinking to myself, even afterwards on Tuesday at the quiz, I'm sure it was Gretel. My friend was absolutely sure it was Gretel. She was livid when he said Hansel, and she says, is it just us or something? We've just forgotten all these things. But it's just the way your mind works. You forget about all these nursery things when you were a kid. I'm doing a little bit knitting here, but I'll not get much done because I forgot to wind. I've got a bowl. That's all I've got left. I've got the others upstairs, but I haven't got around to winding because I've been downstairs more when it's quite cold, because I don't put my heating on till after tea. But I do have a convector heater down in the living room. I haven't got no heating up in my workroom, so until I have my heating on all day, I'll probably be doing most videos down here in the living room. So I'm working on have to work out what stitch I'm on. Was that my bingo last night? Never won a thing. Me and my friend were waiting for one number, I don't know how many times. It just wasn't our night. They're hitting that knit stitch there. So that's what I'll be doing, trying to finish this. This is the chunky, one of the chunky little cardigans, because I've only got one more size to do after I finish this one. This is a 22. Once I get the 24-inch done, I'll write out another pattern and send it out for my subscribers for testing it. I have quite a few other ones as well, I need to get on with in my book and sort them out so I can get them out. Oh, Angela, oh, you must have a new phone. You've got, I love my new phone. Yeah, mine's an old phone. I have had it for quite a few years now. But it does what I want it to do, and it's got a good camera on for doing any. Because I use my phone when I do tutorials where you just see my hands under the thing, and I have one of those things that you put on the table. I'll find out what to call it one day. I just call it the contraption that I put my phone in, so you just see my hands. But it's got a good camera on it, even though it's quite a few years old. It's a Samsung Galaxy. That's what mine is, Angela. I've always had a Samsung Galaxy. I think mine's called the 52E. Yes, that's what mine is, Angela, the 52E. Oh, yours is a new one out. I haven't got a clue what the new one out is. I think I've had mine, I'm trying to think, since probably about 5 or 6 years now. So another battery still going on it. Oh, no, Karen, yours is a Galaxy as well. That's all I've always had, a Galaxy. I get my tablets, the Samsung one as well. I prefer the Samsung for the just the quality of them and all. I've seen my granddaughter, she's always had the iPhones and that, but I always preferred the Samsung Galaxy one, me. Now, I don't know how long this battery's going to last. I keep checking the little thing on there because I have had it on quite a long time today. Like, it does go on quite a long time, the battery, because my older computer, the one I have upstairs that I was doing the lives and my other videos on, the battery only lasts a couple of, so it's a new battery I bought and I put the new battery into it myself, but it still only lasts a couple of hours. But this one, as long as you're not doing anything, if you leave it on standby, it lasts about 12 hours. But once you start doing videos or something like that, it doesn't last 5 minutes. Your Lenovo laptops and tablets are the best. Well, you can see what you think's the best, but I know what I think's the best. This is an HP, this one I'm on. And apart from the camera, when I'm sitting where there's any sunshine coming in the window, apart from that makes it go light and dark. But it's perfect otherwise. It's just went light there, so I've just spoiled what I've just said. You're glad it's Halloween. And Jennifer says, you had a Samsung for years and last year decided to try the Google Pixel. Wish I'd stuck with Samsung. But never mind, it's improving all the time and I've got used to it now. Marilyn says, how far in you this did I miss? Well, I've been on for 19 minutes, Marilyn. I'm not on very long because I'm only come on to test it. I have some things to do anyway. I've got my tea to cook because it is 4:15. I want to sort some things out for my tea and that. I just came on to check it. Marilyn, you haven't missed much. Oh, you catch up. Well, you can't catch up because the videos can be watched afterwards. I'm not sure. They have to go through a process, so I don't know whether once I stop the live, whether it can be watched straight away, but it has to go through a process on YouTube, like the same as what the videos and all that you put up before. It actually shows on my on my info on my YouTube channel. There's Marilyn, happy Halloween. Oh, you're going to catch up. How was bingo? Never won a thing. You played bingo last night, but didn't win anything. I didn't win anything either. I think we had a book will have 9 games in the book, and we play the first 6 games, then we'll have a break, and we do domino card. We'll go on the domino card. We go all these things before we get our tickets and before we start the bingo. We'll go on the domino card and what's called the last number game, which I'll explain in a minute. But we go on a domino card, and I always pick the same number. Never comes up. I think we've only ever once won the domino card. And then we play, there's another 3 games left in the book that we play 2 games, and then we'll have another game that we pay extra for, not actually bingo, it's the last number. When we play the last of the 6 games, whatever the number the bingo is called on, we have little tickets with a number on. If we have that number, we win about £30. Might not win the house, but we might win that £30. And then we have the some other tickets we buy where the number is flashed up on the screen. It's a big screen on the stage that has all the numbers for the bingo. And if your ticket comes up for that, you can win £1,500 in the box, and they have certain numbers. And our number could never come up. We never won the money that's in from just the ticket sales. But there's 1,500 in the box. We have to pick a number between 1 to say 30 numbers. And me and my friend we never ever, our tickets never ever come up, but we still try to guess the number that wins. And I said 15 last night, and it won. Only the person who won it didn't pick that number. They picked number 12. So if my ticket had come up, I would have won £1,500 as well. Oh, Jennifer says you can rewind to beginning while it's live and stay on it even after the live is finished. It worked for me, and sometimes I flash forward a little on other lives. I've done that before on Sophia goes live now and again, and I usually don't go on when she's live. I just go on afterwards and watch it then, like. And the Seattle person. 3 regular games, 1 black out, then 3 more regular games, 1 blackout and 1 DC blackout, 9 rounds together. Probably similar to our. I'm not sure whether the American bingo is different. We have 90 numbers altogether on ours, but I've read some of the ones I've seen in the American ones have less numbers than that. Could have the same as us, I don't know. And Craft Happy, haven't messaged you before, Sheila, but nice to see you live. Thank you for sharing your videos with us to brighten our days. You are good fun. Take care. Oh, no, talking about the bingo. It's different but similar idea. Yeah, sometimes we are lucky, me and my friend, and sometimes we're not. But when we do win, we get called all sorts in there, because I think we win a lot more than all the rest of them in the club. And we hear them. They don't say it quiet. It's her again. Or we get the girl that comes with the money. She's saying, "I don't think I'll bother moving away from your table." She said that one week, because I think she was about 4 times at our table. But it's just a bit of fun, really. And I've just done a wrong stitch. That's what happens when you're talking. That should have been the first stitch should have been a knit, and I've done a purl. Take it off. No, it's not. It should be in. I'm putting that down. I've just done the wrong stitches. It should have been knit all the way across. That's like my friend Anne. She was doing the same one. I gave her some wool. She had a friend who was expecting a baby in February, I think she said. So she wanted to do the first size. So I gave her some wool and the buttons and everything for the cardigan, and she kept showing me, because I go to Knit and Natter on a Monday as well, and she brought it with her, and I had to take off and knitting out what she had done, because she had done the stitches wrong. And then I seen her again. She brought the knitting with her, because we take our knitting to the bingo as well, and I sit and do some knitting in the bingo, and Anne started bringing hers in as well, and I had to put her. I didn't get any of mine done. I had to sit and take all hers out with mistakes I had made and put it right. And I'm finishing my cup of coffee, and then I'm going to go off because I want to sort out my tea. But you would probably see me doing a few more lives than what I did before, because was just the reason before, because of the I'm with Sky for my internet, and I used to have I paid a lot more for it, actually. This other one, that was absolute crap. I'd had it for a number of years, and I think I was actually paying £46 a month just for the broadband and my telephone. And every time I tried to do a live, it was just pixelating in that little circle, going round and round and round. And I kept getting messages off Sky, trying, because I was actually out of contract. It was just every month, it was rolling over every month. And I kept getting these messages off them to go to a different thing, and I wouldn't give in to them. I thought, they're trying to get more money out of me. But when I actually did give in, that £46 came down to £28 for a much better service. So I'm glad I changed it. Oh, you're sewing something. Oh, for my slideshow, Marilyn. Yes, I'm sorting. I've got quite a few pictures on. I'll wait until I get about 50 pictures, and I'm not far off that now. And then I'll do a slideshow to show what everybody sent me, what they're knitting and crocheting or sewing. Any kind of craft whatsoever. Because I don't just knit. I crochet and I sew. I fix computers. We'd have to put a video for doing something like that one day. But all the fixing computers, I learned that from my husband. Because he didn't have a trade, actually, but he was a jack of all trades. It didn't matter what. He could fix anything. And all the years we were married 47 years before he passed. And in all them years, we never had to pay anyone in the garage to fix the car. We had an old banger when we were first married. And this was how my husband just learned how to do things himself. He had a little bit of trouble with it, and he was one of four brothers. He had three other brothers, and he had I think it was two older brothers, and the oldest one was, handy with cars and things. And when we were first married, I can see he got this old bang and had a bit of trouble with it, and he didn't know what to do with it. So he asked his brother, he says, to help him, and he wouldn't help him. He was a motor mechanic, and he wouldn't help him. He says, fix it yourself. He says, have a look at it. And so he started looking just through the engine and everything. And in the way his mind worked, he could work out how things worked on it. And he got really expert at fixing cars and that. And then the same with washing machines, fridges, irons. And then he got onto computers, TVs. When we first moved to this house where I am now, it was my youngest son. I've got to work out how long I've lived here. My youngest son was 14 at the time, and he was born in 1974, so it would have been 1988. It was July 1988, and my husband was quite good at fixing TVs and VCRs there were at the time. And, we couldn't sit down. Well, I think there was a fella up the street from us one time asked if my husband knew anything about televisions, and because he was having trouble with his, and my husband did, so he went and he fixed it for him. And word got around where we lived, and we couldn't sit down of a night time without someone knocking on the door. But I coming for him to come and fix that television or the VCR, when they found you could fix VCRs as well. And I says, for God's sake, don't tell them or else you can fix us. He's going to get rid of the neighbours. But I think they got the message eventually, because used to be one or two who were renting their televisions, and they stopped renting them and they just bought one. They thought they'd just come and knock at our door when they wanted them fixed. VCRs, that's sick back then. Did you rent any video nasties? Yeah, quite a few. Most of them were nasties. A load of rubbish, most of them. Yes, I remember the VCRs. I can't remember how long ago it was, but there was two types. There was one was what was called the Betamax, and you couldn't find any films at all for that one. That was I forget what kind you call it, but. And then there was one day where we lived in this New York. It was called. It was an estate in England called New York. That was where I lived before I lived where I'm living now. And we were broken into one night. It was a really hot night, and we had those windows downstairs that just pushed open out. They didn't go up or down. You pushed them out, and the latch kept them open. We went to bed one night. It was really hot. I'd shut the curtains, and that window was left open. I forgot all about it. And I didn't actually break in. They just climbed in through the window, and all it took was our VCR. My son had come in, one of my sons had come in from work, and he had went into the kitchen. He had just been paid. We got paid in wage packets in those days, or money in a wage packet. He had put his wage packet on the bench in the kitchen and had just went upstairs to bed, because he was a motor mechanic. He had been working late, and he had just came in. We were all in bed, and he just went upstairs to bed and left his wage packet on that counter, and it was still there the next morning. All that come in, they must have went in any other room, and all it took was a VCR. They were like gold in them days. Yeah, you saw a Japanese 2002 biopic about the rise of VHS. Very interesting. VHS won the... Yes, it did. It won the format war. That was true, that. And we went from VCR to a DVD. I have it's a DVD recorder. I have a Pioneer one, and I forget where the other one is. I'm looking at the other one. It's across the room under my television thing. But the Pioneer was a good one. And then we had all these tapes for the VCR, and I took them down to the local hospital because they were still using them there, and I just put them into the places where where they used to go and watch the televisions in the hospitals, the patients and all that. I just put them all in there because, yes, in reality, pornography adopted the VHS format. That's why it won. That's probably true, that. No, Marilyn, I'm not going out Halloween. We'll be getting them. I've never had any knocking at the door, but it's just turning. It is. Oh, not my clock. It's 4:30 now, and it's just turning dark. So any moment I'll be expecting knocks at the door, and I have a big bowl thing with sweets and that. And the kids just a handful of sweets out of the kids. But that's all they get off me, because, like I've said earlier on, we get older children knocked one time, I think it was last year, and I just handed the ball to him to take some out. Oh, don't want sweets, I want money. I said, you can do it all, don't you? Are you giving out Halloween candy? It's just ordinary candy. We just call it sweets here. They just take a handful out, and that's it. When it's gone, it's gone. If there's any more knocks at the door, I don't answer. I'm making sure I haven't missed any of the I'm just reading all the thing, make sure I haven't missed anything. Yes, it's not even DVDs now. They seem to be going, it's all hard drives. The little hard drives that you get to plug into your computers and that. Because that's what I have all my music and everything on, things like that. I have a hard drive where I keep all my photographs on and any little videos I've made myself of the kids, my great grandkids and all that. And I keep photographs on all my music and that. And instead of all these discs, I've got lots of discs. Well, like saying, I've got discs. These are DVDs here. I have other ones. It was full, actually. I've got some, I've been sorting some out. Old ones that belong to my husband because he was a John Wayne fanatic. And it didn't matter where it was, what it was on the TV. I used to have to sit and record every single John Wayne film that ever came on the television. I used to have to sit, especially if there were channels where there are adverts, edit out all the adverts for him so we could put it onto a disc and it was ran all the way through without all the adverts on. And then if you seen them going cheap in the shops, anytime I had to go and buy them, even though I had them on disc that I had recorded off the television, I was never sorry to see the end of some of those. So that's why there's a big space there. They were all the John Wayne ones that I've taken out. That's left a big space there. But that's just a few of them. I used to watch, my husband used to watch, if there was a John Wayne film came on the television, even though he's seen it about 1 million times, he'd still watch it again. And I used to laugh at him and I used to get wrong for laughing at him because I used to sit and watch his mouth moving, saying the words before John Wayne said them because he knew exactly, watching that many times, he knew exactly what he was going to say. I'm keeping you company, Marilyn, because it's 12:30 there. Well, it's 4:30 here. And I'll be knocking off for my tea before long. A bit laugh with the postman today. I had a little bit happy mail. I have a video to put up. I've done the video, but I'm going to put it up on YouTube a little bit later on. From a lady called Joy sent me some happy mail. And I was talking to the postman. He's my favourite postman. He's quite an elderly gentleman. He's not far from retiring himself. And I always have a bit chat with him. And he says, all the other people in the street, if anybody's waiting for post and they see him, oh, you've been talking to Sheila again, haven't you? Because it's always takes them ages to get round to them. But I was having a bit chat with him and, always have a bit laugh, have a bit laugh and have a bit chat and that. And it's nice to talk to people when they come round. And he said to me when he handed the parcel, because he knows what I do, because I talk to him and all that, and about my knitting and crochet and all that. And he says, that more work for you? I says, probably. And he says, well, how old are you? I says, I would be cheeky, man. And I says, I'm actually 79. I said, I'll be 80 in April. And he says, at your age? He says, you shouldn't be sitting working. You should be sitting down watching the television. I said, what if I want to sit and watch the television? There's a load of flaming crap on. There's never anything worth watching. People are very cheeky to me. But anyway, I am definitely going off now. I'm not going to start waiting for other people coming on because if I wait any longer, more comments start coming up. I'm nearly finished this cup of coffee and I'm going to sort my tea out. So I will do another live some other time. Maybe it's easier doing lives than doing a video. And then when I do a video myself, I have to put it through a converter to edit out any bits I don't want you to see, or if I make mistakes. But when you're on a live, it goes through automatic, like YouTube sorts it all out, and I don't have to do anything to it. So it'd be easier just to do a live, really, wouldn't it? But anyway, that's my bit. So a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now. I'm going to end the stream.